What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Monday, June 12th, 2023. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup. A little bit cool out there, a little bit cool in here. Got a blanket, and I'm hanging out, and it's Monday, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful because I had a great weekend, and I'm thankful because I got outside, and I'm thankful that some of you are here spending some time with me. I appreciate you, whether you are tuned in live or perhaps watching or listening at some point in the future. Thank you for coming by. It means a lot to me. Who's here? Good morning, Gad. Good morning, Dennis. I see more of you coming in. Good morning to all of you. I hope you also had a great weekend. I hope you're also smiling and enjoying a cup of something. It is first cup after all. It doesn't have to be your first cup, but it is mine. Always. It has always been my first cup on the days that we do first cup for a very long time. I've never lied to you about that. So today we're going to talk a little bit about today's episode of Martial Arts Radio that dropped. I'll tell you about my weekend, and we'll see what Frank has sent over for us. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Stacy. Let's start with the weekend. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's a pink spot here. I was outside, quite, for me, tan, and I've got a little bit of vitiligo in a few places, and was actually talking about it with a friend over the weekend that I think it showed up. I went through a brief stint where I was using a tanning booth to address seasonal affective disorder, and that's what seemed to do it. Afterwards, it was like, oh, this is interesting. Okay. But I got a few spots, a couple places on my arms and this eye. And so let that fade a little bit before I get out in the direct sun again. And I mowed last night. I did not have a hat on because that spot hadn't really become pink yet, but we'll be putting a hat on for sure moving forward. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Jenny. So what did I do? Well, I was outside, a lot of mowing. In fact, Saturday between mowing and walking around Burlington, 31,000 steps, the most I've ever seen, according to my ring thing here. I did almost 22 miles of walking on Saturday, which was crazy. And then yesterday was another 20,000. Came home. I was out again with friends and came home and had to finish up the backyard because we're supposed to get like 2 weeks of rain. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the grass cut in there. Still, I have a phone call to make. Andy was kind enough to connect me with someone who may be able to cut the grass, but did not do that over the weekend. And even so, whether they're professional or not, they're probably going to struggle to get the grass cut during weeks of rains. Did what I could. Gad says, not such a good weekend. I felt quite sick, a bit peeved, actually. How the news weather forecast always says when it's hot and sunny, oh, what nice weather it is. Can I decide that for myself? Not a fan of the sun, and 87 is not my idea of comfortable. 87 is a little bit hot, but you do what you got to do. Good morning, Nathan. I don't know if I said it. Good morning, Andy. So what did you do? How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Did you get outside? Did you not get outside? Did you do something enjoyable? Did you train? Did you compete? Did you test? Did you do anything along those lines? I want to know. I want you to drop it in the chat. Let me know so we can all chat about it or acknowledge it or cheer you on or offer condolences, whatever it may be. That's my favorite part about what we do here on First Cup is the community that exists in the chat. So today is Monday, and I do have my martial arts radio mug because it's Monday. And today's episode is pretty interesting. 822 with Damon. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering how to pronounce his name correctly. Damon Stith, who is we've had this archetype on before. Starts training younger in a, let's call it a conventional martial arts setting. I don't remember if his was karate or taekwondo. I believe it was one of the two. And then, kind of goes off and comes back, but starts to find a lot of interest in things that are unconventional. You've heard HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts. Well, Damon Stith is one of my, just based on my conversation with him, fairly certain one of the world leaders, pioneers in historical African martial arts. And we had a great conversation about that and what that means, and just really, really interesting. And that's a lot of what today's episode is. It's his background that allowed him to be able to do what he is doing now. And we talk about what he's doing now, and it's really fascinating. So I hope you do check it out. It's on YouTube and video. It's available anywhere you find podcasts and audio. And if you do check it out, I'm sure most of you will, I would love to hear your feedback. Love to know what you think about this one. So let me know. And he says he worked all weekend at Kelly's mom's house. Jenny said they had a great parents' night out on Friday and celebrated her son's 15th birthday. That's awesome. Congratulations. Today was my this past weekend was my birthday weekend. So it was my opportunity to get out and celebrate with some friends and hang out. Friday night, there was a triple graduation party, a couple high school graduates and a junior high graduate, and two of the three come from a family I'm close with. So I hung out with them for a little bit, had some food, saw some people I hadn't seen in a long time. Then I went home and went to bed because I was tired. I think I was in bed at like 9 o'clock on Friday. And then I slept 9:30 because I woke up at 8:30, and I was proud of myself because I haven't slept for 11 hours in a very long time. And I needed it. It was great. And then I went outside and I just started cutting grass and doing things around the house until the grass dried out enough that I could cut it, because it was long in some spots, because the short of it, because not everyone does what they say they're going to do. That's what it comes down to. Brian says the BJJ tournament was wild to watch in person. My friend did very well for his short time of 6 months of training. That's great. Congratulations to him. I will say that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has done a wonderful job of cultivating a culture of competition. That doesn't resonate for everyone, but for people who appreciate the sport side of martial arts, they've done a great job. And I think that they have done can you hear that noise? Somebody with a very oddly sounding vehicle. Anyway. I don't know that BJJ has done a better job of bringing in spectators, but they've definitely done a better job of getting adults to compete. And I think that's great. And I hope they continue to do that. And I hope striking styles will learn from what they are doing and make things a little more exciting for people who want to participate. Some of it, of course, is the culture of the art itself, right? You're not doing forms in BJJ. Most of your work is done with a partner, whereas in karate and taekwondo, of course, it's not. One is not better than the other, but there are things that we could do that inspire more competition. Pretty sure something just walked across my back porch. I think it was a bird. Can't quite tell. I just saw the shadow. There's a lot of critters out there this morning. All right. What did Frank send? Let's take a look. I gotta hit refresh because Facebook crashed. Let's try again. I appreciate you, Frank, for what you do on the show. I appreciate you out there. But I appreciate Frank as producer for the show. I appreciate Josh for putting together our theme song. He's for the audio version of this show. Come on. This one. Here we go. And today we've got 3 quotes from the Dalai Lama. Let's see where those take us. Computer's running slowly this morning, and there we go. And boom. The question is not to know what is the meaning of life, but what meaning I can give to my life. Oh, I like that. What meaning can you bring to life? That's similar to what I've said for a while. I think the meaning of life is to find a purpose. Oh, my nose is itchy. I think for so many people, we don't find a purpose. A lot of people don't find a purpose. Why do they get out of bed? Because they just do, right? They don't have a strong why. What are they doing for the world? How are they, if you want to be really, really simple about it, how are they making the species better? How are they advancing our species of humanity? And the answer is a lot of people don't. And I think that's sad because we're the only ones that don't, right? Every other species, the individual across the board, all of their drive is also correlated with advancing the species. But what meaning I can give to my life? Yeah, I like this. I had a thought yesterday. I don't know that it's really, no, I'm not going to share that yet because that's going to be a whole other different set of conversation. If you want to check out my personal TikTok, at Jeremy Lesniak, I put something up there yesterday, a little bit thought-provoking. We'll see what it turns into. There are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. One is called yesterday and the other is called tomorrow. Today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. We've talked about this, that so many of us spend a bit too much time worried about what's happened or what's going to happen. And in worrying, we miss the opportunities to actually take action now. It's making me think of a few things. Hence the contemplative look on my face that I suspect I have. All we have is right now. The only things we can do are right now. We can plan. We can plan for the future, but the future is not guaranteed. And planning can be done too much. There are people who plan everything. I used to be one of them. And you burn up all of your now planning for then, and you're not able to implement your plan then because you're planning for further then. It gives us comfort, but it doesn't change anything. And how about worry? You spend all your time now worrying about what you did then, such that you screw up more now, and in the future, you're worrying about what is now, what becomes then. That doesn't help you either. The past is to learn from. The future is to give you excitement and hope. But now is when all the action happens. If it's not worth doing now, when is it worth doing? It's obviously an oversimplification. But if you want to get better at that form, work on it now. I talked to somebody on Friday about flexibility. Somebody came to me. I went to CrossFit, and we were doing movements that involved a good deal of flexibility. And he made a comment. It's like, you're very flexible. As we were talking about martial arts, and I said, they're geared for martial artists, but we've got these flexibility programs that we've done. They're free. You can check them out. He's like, oh, maybe I'll do that. He's not going to do that. Nobody ever does that. In fact, I was just thinking this morning, these training programs we've got out there, when I look at how many people have purchased them, and then knowing that only a percentage of people who buy a training program do the program, and only a percentage of the people who do it complete it and really put the effort into it, it's such a small number of people. I think I'm done with programs for a while. Even the one that I was going to do with the challenges, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm feeling, I don't know, I'm feeling like there might be some shifts within Whistlekick. Some of these things that I was experimenting with, I think I've got the information that I wanted. Well, not that I wanted, that I needed. And I think one of the things is that most people don't actually want to get better. They want to go to class. And that really bums me out. I never would have expected that. So that's where we're at. Good morning, Frank. Gad says he was one of those people, always dwelling in the past and fearing the future. Stopped doing that after I finally sought help. But it is something I have to work on still. Martial arts help. So do friends. And yes, that includes Whistlekick. Good. Glad to hear. All right, what's our last quote here? Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. What you do in the morning sets the tone for the day. Most of last week, I think, maybe even all of last week, I took a break from my morning routine because my sleep was off from a couple of late nights and my birthday, but I got back on it today, and it's a whole different experience when I get myself out of bed early and I take myself through my morning routine, some movement and some gratitude and a whole bunch of things. Things are different. Things are very different. And you can start small. If you've been through 12 months to health, I would plug in something for, month 13. When you wake up, find something to be thankful for. If you feel grateful, everything else goes better. When you feel gratitude, when you feel happy, when you feel joyful, when you feel like there are things going well, you can pin everything to that. Gives you an anchor, something to lean back on. Okay, this is going well. And see where that takes you. I think I'm out of things to say. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I hope you have a great day. I hope that what do I hope for you? I hope that you'll look on one of these three quotes. Maybe the last one. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. So maybe you'll come up with that positive thought for the day. Maybe you'll think about that now. Maybe you write it down, put it on your phone, put it on a Post-it, write it on your arm. I don't care. And maybe you look at that throughout the day. You have value. You have worth. You have time. You have made contributions. You will continue to do so. Or whatever else you want to say. Let that guide you. Don't be afraid of where it takes you. I'll see you tomorrow. Go check out today's episode of Martial Arts Radio 822 with Damon Stith. It's a fun one. Interesting. If you want to support us, remember, Patreon, share things. First Cup 1-5 at whistlekick.com. Grab the new pants. Nobody bought new pants over the weekend. I was shocked. I really expected new pants. Actually, that may not be true. I did not look through all of my email. I will later. Go check out the new pants. Save 15%. What does that bring you down to? 7, 8. They're about $40 with free shipping. So you're not going to beat that. They're pretty sweet pants. Regardless, I am appreciative. I am appreciative of you being here. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Peace.